So here we are in Minecraft 1.13, the ocean updates, and in today's video we're actually going to be working underneath the ocean with redstone. Now generally speaking, this is a bad idea, and with traditional redstone it really is a bad idea, but today we're going to be using slime blocks because I want to create a fully functioning submarine. But before we do any of that, I think it's probably a good idea that I actually place down some form of conduit so that you can see what I'm doing. Now I wonder if we power this piston. Okay, so that observer is only firing once. I thought there was a chance that it might fire more than once because of the water flowing back in, but clearly it happens so fast that actually the piston's fine. So this should actually be quite painless. Now in terms of design and the way that this thing looks, every single submarine I've ever seen has been long and thin with a bump up at the top. So we're going to try our best to kind of recreate that sort of in Minecraft with some extra weaponry and other things going on. In fact, that is not a bad idea. That looks pretty cool. All of that will be pulled along. We can use tridents to shoot through the gaps. And that is only, how many blocks is that? So that's 3 blocks, 5 blocks. That's 8 blocks in total, and we can have a bunch of them. So we've got an observer there. And then if we just stick one of these on, yeah, we can just build those like they're modules. I don't know about you guys, but I personally think this thing looks ridiculously cool. However, I don't have the highest hopes of it working. I'm yet to test it out. So I suppose let's find out. This is the piston at the back that needs updating, and I'm imagining we can't use a flint and steel underwater to update the piston because fire kind of doesn't work underwater. So I guess we can probably use a bucket. This is gonna be tricky. It only actually works. Oh my word, that is really cool to watch. I mean, we have one observer that I've accidentally put on the wrong side, so that looks a little bit rubbish. Oh, but no, this is a glorious looking machine. I kind of want to see what happens when we start crashing into kelp. Is this like an accidental kelp farmer? I can't believe that actually worked though. Now I wonder, do they add to the push limit? No, it farms kelp. Just one of his other many talents. But of course there is one slight problem, and that is the fact that our submarine is currently lacking a roof. So let's just check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11. And then that will be 12. So we are right on the edge of the push limit, but we should actually be safe there. Also, I just want to mention a small change that was made in Minecraft 1.13, which makes life so much easier for people who do redstone with observers, and that is the fact that observers don't fire when they're first placed. It used to be that when you placed an observer, it would fire once, which meant that in situations like this, you'd trigger the entire system, and it often just caused massive messes. Now, what I want to do with this back section is have the ability to launch missiles. So we're going to be creating a sort of, I guess, area a little bit like this. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks in total. So that's actually quite a lot. I've wasted quite a lot of my blocks in the decoration here. But that does look very submarine-y, so there is a positive. And then what I was thinking is that if we just have some redstone and then just soul sand, I mean, surely, if we're standing down at the bottom here, and we place in some TNT, that is going to go flying up to the top. I'm making a backup. Okay, that's a little bit better. So you have to place the redstone blocks just above the soul sand, because otherwise apparently it kind of dips into the soul sand and gets stuck there, but that seems to work a pretty good charm. So if we were to put something in a boat up at the top here, like this guy, who I don't actually think is in the boat, he seems to just be standing on top of it, but hey ho, let's see how this works. If we just launch up some TNT, it works perfectly. And if we place them in a kind of wacky order like this, I mean, you could potentially get some TNT cannon action. But of course, none of this is particularly impressive or useful if the actual machine itself doesn't move. So, let's give it a quick tester. Okay, let's grab ourselves a bucket. And now it is time to update the piston. And here comes the moment of truth. Okay, that looks good. And I actually think though soul sand is just about slow enough for this to work as a TNT cannon, amazingly enough. You can see that the bubbles do form. So if we just place in some TNT, oh my word, it actually works. But then it kind of doesn't. They kind of fall back down. It's a little bit dangerous. Yeah, we're more kind of exploding ourselves, which could be a good defense mechanism, but I can't see that being so useful. Now I wonder if there's any way to have this work effectively. I mean, I've created something here which could potentially function. I mean, it's going to be really difficult to actually see if this works. So that adds some bubbles in behind it, but if we place in the TNT, do I have high hopes? No, it seems to be even worse. I have, however, added in some cannons up at the front, and that's a little bit more positive. I mean, they don't go up to the surface, but they are quite cool. What do you reckon? Vertical TNT launcher, maybe? So if we were to place in... If we grab ourselves a slime block here, this should give us a good idea. So we have... Okay, this is going to be very, very bootleg. I'm going to place in the TNT and then do this. Nah, it still falls back down. It is very good at shooting kelp, though. Look at that. But as you guys know, I'm not one to be defeated, and I think I might have come up with something that could potentially do the trick. Okay, so we'd need to open both. Or does it always get stuck on that edge? It always gets stuck on the edge! Ladies and gents, I'm beginning to lose hope a little bit here. I mean, I don't know. Yes! That sort of worked! So you can kind of build one! I was losing hope. I was losing so much hope. But that is doing damage. That is dealing damage. Alright, next obstacle that we need to cross is if you were to actually build this thing in survival, you would die if you rode in it, because obviously it's underwater. So I wonder if there is anything that I can do for this. Now originally I was thinking place magma blocks on the floor, but of course they take a little while to update. And that means that you're probably still going to die, which isn't very useful. So is there anything else I can do? Nope, first idea isn't really working. Just out of interest, if I was to just build something which takes out all of the water source blocks in front of this thing, would that stop it from actually having any water on the inside? It may seem ridiculous, but that's the kind of idea that I'm going for at this point in time. So, as always, let's do the honors. It looks like water sources are being reformed from the sides. Yeah, that's not quite going to cut the mustard. Oh, no, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is. I'm out of the water right there. So we can kind of survive in this thing. Look, on the edges, you're out the water. And look, the water level is gradually going down. So the more we use this thing, the less water there is on the inside. I'm going to be totally honest, I'm actually pretty proud of myself on this one. I mean, we've got the trident shooty holes. Obviously, you do have to time yourself quite nicely with it, but you can swim alongside. No wonder, can I nail this drowned? I did it! So it sort of works. I mean, it's difficult to shoot out of, I have to say. But it does function, of course. If you want some more firepower, then you've got the TNT cannon at the back. But most importantly, I mean, I personally just think this is an awesome looking build. I mean, look, that actually looks like a submarine. And you can't often say that about slime block flying machines. They kind of vaguely look like the thing that you're trying to build. This genuinely is very recognizable as a submarine. So I think for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to round everything up. I really do hope that you enjoyed this slime block flying machine based video. It's been a while since I've done one, but it definitely seemed fitting for the update aquatic. And you know what? I'm very tempted to build this on the Hermitcraft server. So let me know down in the comment section if you want to see that. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please resort to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.